What is going on, everybody? This is Mike Hughes, and you're listening to a surprise episode of Skytown. Obviously, we're doing this once a week, talking about and recapping everything that's been going on throughout the WNBA and just everything throughout the league as a whole, whether that be trade rumors or free agency as a whole, the draft coming up, everything. The other week, we had a surprise episode about Candace Parker announcing that she is joining the Las Vegas Aces and Becky Hammon and the reigning champs, and that was a really tough video to make. But one that's a lot tougher is tonight, one that personally affects me, personally affects a lot of people throughout the media department, a lot of people throughout the league as a whole, all the way from the Paul boys and the ball boys and every aspect, from a fan to a player to a coach to the media, everybody from top to bottom. Courtney Vandersloot has announced via social media that she will not be returning in a Chicago Sky uniform. She has not announced where she will be signing. A lot of rumors are speculating that she will be joining Breanna Stewart, whether that's in Seattle and in Courtney Vandersloot's hometown, or in the New York Liberty, or maybe just out of left field, she'll be going somewhere else. We really have no idea. The financials of everything go so deep, and it kind of affects a lot of different things. There's so many different intangibles that have to go into that, especially if you're talking about a team like New York, paying not only one of the best point guards in the league, but also a WNBA champion, and Breanna Stewart, one of the best players in the league, and a multi-WNBA champion, and a soon-to-be MVP. It's definitely going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens within the next 72 to 48 hours, whatever that may be. I think we're going to definitely see it very soon, but I do want to say first and foremost, myself personally, not only just for the city of Chicago, but everybody involved, I want to say thank you to Sloot, man. I mean, Sloot was one of the first people that I met in the Chicago Sky organization when I started working for media in 2021 and 2022. And she was nothing but the best. She was so open. She was so understanding. She was literally the best version of herself every single day. And she made other people better and everybody around her better. But that's really what it comes down to, man, is just understanding that, she is a class act. She is Chicago. She embodies Chicago. The 12 years that she spent here were phenomenal. She met her wife here in Allie Quigley, which we're going to get into that in a little bit later, which, if you have obviously Sloot leaving and Allie, who was already contemplating retirement, I'm pretty sure the big three is pretty much said done, being that Candace Parker, Allie Quigley, and Courtney Vandersloot. So that's definitely going to be something that Chicago and Coach Wade definitely needs to figure out. It's not going to be easy, but it's definitely going to be something that we are going to figure out through Kalia Copper, through Dana Evans, through Azare Stevens. Hopefully we can re-sign her, Rebecca Gardner and Lee, and so many others. We have a nice core. We have a nice core. We have a nice future set up to really just be the best versions of ourselves. And I'm really excited to see what this future of this team could potentially be. Obviously, right now, we are not the New York Liberty. We are not the Atlanta Dream. We are not the Las Vegas Aces by any means. We are not the Chicago Sky of 2020 and 2021. But we are definitely building something. I wouldn't say, for anybody who's a Sky fan right now who's saying that this team is going to start to rebuild, I think you got it completely backwards. Now, mind you, obviously, you look at the starting five of 2021 and you see Courtney Vandersloot at the 1, Allie Quigley at the 2, Kalia Copper, finals MVP at the 3, and then you have Emma Meeseman at the 4 and Candace Parker at the 5. Sometimes they'd fluctuate and they'd switch around. Obviously, Azare Stevens coming off the bench, Rebecca Gardner, and so many others, Julie Alamon. I mean, the list goes on. But, looking at this team going forward, as of right now, still all the money in the world. They have all the money in the world that they had spent on Candace Parker, on Courtney Vandersloot, on Allie Quigley, on Emma Meeseman, on everybody else. Now you have this, type of situation where if we want to go after any big name free agents, I'm not. It's not reasonable, and it's not something that's going to happen. But the Diana Taurasi's, the Brittany Griners, the whoever they are, and that's not to say those two specifically, because we all pretty much understand that they're going to re-sign with the Phoenix Mercury. But the big name free agents still left. I believe that the Chicago Sky and Coach Wade can definitely compel to come over here. And one of the biggest key factors of that is that Coach Wade is not only the coach of this team, but he is the GM. He is everything to this organization, and if that man could sell you water in an ocean. I mean, that man could sell you sand in a desert. Like, he's just amazing. He's amazing at having you buy into what he believes in. And I truly do believe in Coach Wade and the Chicago Sky organization to really bounce back. But as of right now, considering, let's say we assume we bring back Rebecca Gardner and obviously Azare Stevens right now, I'm really excited to see what this 2023 team could look like. We have the number 5 overall pick in the 2023 draft, whether you want to trade that and package it for somebody who may not be happy about their situation, like a Skylar Diggins Smith in Phoenix or someone else along those lines. That's a whole different conversation. But as of right now, you're looking at your starting 5, Rebecca Gardner, who was one of the best players off the bench in her rookie season, one of the best rookies in the WNBA last year at age 30. Dana Evans, who was amazing at Louisville and obviously didn't get the playing time that she wanted, but definitely deserved a lot more. And I think, living in Allie's shadow for a little bit definitely foresaw a lot of her playing time and why she didn't get a lot of it going into Allie's potential final year in the WNBA. But now she could just shoot the lights out the ball, hitting half-court shots. That's what she does. So I'm really excited to see that. And the big one, still at the 3, Kalia Copper is finally going to be in that MVP type conversation to me. She has all the big dogs away. This is her team. This is her fuel. This is her engine. They call her the engine, and that's exactly why. It's because she fuels this team. We run on Ka, and that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. So I do believe that Kalia Copper is going to have an MVP type season just because, you don't have to share the rock with obviously 3 of the best players at their position in the league. And obviously, Candace Parker, Allie Quigley, and Courtney Vandersloot. So, it really does come down to that, is that opportunities are going to get a lot better. Now, another one too, let's say we re-sign Azare. You put Azare at the 4, you put her at the 5. Azare Stevens is a starter. Anybody who tells me she's not a starter is insane. She is a starter in this game. She's a starter in this league. She was just in a very, very, very good organization with a very deep team. And she played the best role that she possibly could, sometimes starting, sometimes off the bench. Now, she's in a situation at age 26, 27 years old where she can also be one of the faces of this team. They have the championship experience. They've learned from Emma, Candace, Stephanie, all these other individuals, Courtney, Allie, everybody. Diamond. I mean, the list goes on, but they've spent so much time, that being Ka and Azare, really doing what they do. I truly do believe that this team is going to be all right. And obviously, they still have Lee. They still have Ruthie. They still have a couple other solid pieces. The number 5 overall pick, like I stated before. I'm really excited to see what the future of this team could potentially look like. But it definitely does put a damper on things, knowing that not only Candace, but obviously now you're looking at Courtney Vandersloot being gone, and that kind of alluding to Allie Quigley being gone. We'll see what happens with Emma. I'm really excited to see if Emma could return. Emma returning and Azare would be great. I mean, obviously, then you're looking at something like Rebecca, Dana, Ka, Azare, and Emma, or even, flip that and put Emma at the 4 and then Azare at the 5. I think that's a solid squad to really look at. Again, I'm not saying we are going to. I'm not saying it's possible. I'm just saying, individuals who are in discomforted situations like Skylar Diggins Smith, who had issues with Diana Taurasi, who had issues with the coaching staff, who had issues with the organization. Obviously, we're very upset with the Phoenix Mercury towards the end of last season. DT being a free agent, BG being a free agent. We really don't know what's going to happen with anything. I'm really excited to see what the situation is with Skylar. If we could potentially bring in Skylar Diggins Smith, I am fully on board. I'd be crazy to say I'm not. But right now, man, it is and always will be, a memorable and amazing career for Courtney Vandersloot as a member of the Chicago Sky. She's a player's coach. She understands exactly what she needs to do and where she needs to be and what she needs to do to be great. And that's really what it came down to. She's a champion. She understands what it's like to be a champion. She finally brought one to this city after 12 years, or I guess after 11 years technically at the time. But it was phenomenal. She met her wife, like I said, in Allie Quigley. It's a story that you couldn't write that. You couldn't write that. So, I mean, I love every aspect of it. I wish her nothing but the best. That is our breaking news for today. We will be going live a little bit later, talking some Chicago Bears, talking Patrick Mahomes' father, talking about how, he said that the Bears told Patrick Mahomes that they were going to draft him, the potential of getting George Kittle and instead signing Adam Shaheen. We will be talking everything WNBA moving forward. Again, this is Mike Hughes. This is a breaking news episode of Skytown. Really quickly, I do want to say one final shout out, one final love to 22. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for everything you've done for me, my family, my friends, and just everybody throughout this organization. Ka, Azare, Candace, Allie, I mean, everybody from top to bottom, and especially 22. You guys have made this season an amazing season, really getting into it. And before we break it down, we had an amazing goodbye, I should say. And I'm going to try to read this. I'm going to try to read it. So please bear with me. I'm not great. This is just the ending. If you want to check out the full synopsis and full breakdown of her Dear Chicago farewell. She said, "It's goodbye for now, but thank you forever." And I think that was one of the most beautiful goodbyes, because Sloot's not really, the sentimental, write a whole essay type thing. She kept it very sweet. She said how grateful she was for everybody in the city and everybody in this organization from top to bottom. She really just killed that goodbye. She killed that goodbye. It was a Sloot type goodbye. The goodbye is right here. If you do want to, pause this video and then read it, obviously you can right there. But before we get out of here, again, I do want to just say thank you to 22. Thank you for everything you've done. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's a crazy day. So definitely catch us later on Mike on the Mic. We will be going live talking everything Chicago Bears, Patrick Mahomes, George Kittle, and how Ryan Pace completely fucked the entire future of the Chicago Bears within one day. But with that being said, thank you guys for listening. This is Mike Hughes from Mike on the Mic. You are listening to Skytown. Peace.